is doing swell tonight, including those currently watching. And let me do that. Let me do that. There we go. Let's turn this down and just get back into it. So, to all of you who are currently, hi dear, but otherwise, for anybody else hanging around, let's go ahead and get started about what we're doing tonight. So, this is Out of the Abyss, no party mode, which is basically this gosh darn thing. But we decided there are some characters in the beginning of the campaign who they get a splash page and then they sort of disappear as the campaign goes on, despite having extremely interesting and very crazy characteristics and backstories. So we decided, why not just jump into that and whoa! Blah, Death Wish 99 with DHG before that following. Thank you, friend. We do appreciate it. But beyond, that concept, we wanted to focus on these characters. Ah! Fighting fierce, now following. Thank you! Gosh, that dinging noise is just, it fills my heart up with happy. Currently we do not have Stool, Toxic, Simply Jackson, thanks for following. This recap is so pressing and awesome. But, we are taking that concept, playing through this campaign without wild player characters, save for the ones that we have. Mythmatic, thank you for following, my goodness! Among all this, we're discovering that things in this campaign, if you've played it before, Arvan Aluran, thanks for following, oh my gosh. I might do a follow chat after the campaign, just so that we can get right into the scheme of things, but it looks like Monkey unfortunately disconnected, so let's actually see.
I noticed that actually.
Yeah, Monkey sadly disconnected, but that gives us more time to just sort of get you guys back into the swing of things. So, they just keep coming. What is happening? Hog hunting. Thank you. Ah! Ah! Anyways.
Thank you
so, just to give you guys an idea on what happened previously. Eric Vulgaris, thank you. Let's see. The Prisoners of Velkenveld. That is what they started as. A drow outpost in the Underdark, held within its clutches. A group of residents, and I think about 2 total, who are not the Underdark natives, were captured and held by Ilvara, a drow priestess of the wolf, hoping to sell them off as slaves back to Menzoberranzan, the capital of this part of the Underdark for the drow. But this group discovered that that's a bad idea, because usually becoming a slave of the drow it's too laborious. And also you don't get to have your freedom. So they decided, we're busting out. So they busted out using their collective ingenious traits, magic, and know-hows, including a small inch of rope that sadly is now gone. And they delved into the Underdark, trying to find a safe haven in this maddening craze of demonic incursions that seemed to follow them wherever they went, culminating into Sloop du Lac, which is Shushar the Awakened's hometown of Kuatoa. But unfortunately, upon arriving, they played the politics of their wacky religion, and unfortunately were there as a monstrous beast erupted from the Dark Lake, and with barely any effort on its part, just swept Sloop du Lac right off the map. And from there, they did it like they always did. They went back into the Underdark on 3 small boats carrying, I think, how many are you guys now? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10. Carrying a total of 10 natives of the Underdark who are now moving quite perilously through the Dark Lake. They braved some of the residents and the creatures that sort of live and hunt, including giant manta rays, dark mantles who drop from above, and their tension within the party is frayed at best, considering Jimjar understanding that he's got to look out for himself down here, considering these creatures that are accompanying him could go mad at any moment, or turn against him for their own gain. Preemptively, he began to befriend the orc named Ront, who is of a like mind, accompanying the opposite side, which seems to be, I think every single NPC that began in Out of the Abyss is still alive, but unfortunately they did lose Eldith Feldrun's shield last session. It was the Shield of Gauntlgrim, which is her home. She's a dwarf shield scout. Lost that. Darendelle has been exhibiting some quite potent psionic energies, and the twins Topsy and Turvy have been revealed as were-rats, twin deep gnomes. Oh my goodness. What about the rest of you? What happened to you last session I feel like we should talk about, since you two are sort of the two players we have right now. Hopefully Monkey is getting back into the game as soon as we can get him.
I was about to say, I think his power went off, so he's waiting for his PC to boot back up, so soon.
Computer's trying to update.
No,
Gotcha.
last session, didn't we find out, like, we were having weird flashes of, like, has this all happened before? But there were different people, and what's going on? And I wonder.
It definitely feels like right now it's been a little it's been so creepy, because the first glimmer. Now they had strange dreams, of course. They started dreaming of like giant mushroom women of a certain demonic influence, as well as other very unsettling dreams. Shushar, in fact, had a vision of his hometown and its residents being swept away in the wake of this monster, this Demogorgon. But Jimjar was the first one who actually figured out, I'm having deja vu. And this came from a religion check he made against the Demogorgon to sort of figure it out. It wasn't the Demogorgon, it was just a monster at first. But then he began to have inklings of knowledge sort of sprinkle around his brain in his memories. And oddly enough, he knew what it was. He also knew who everybody else was. Not that they had, been learning about each other, but he had a different recollection of what had happened so far. He had a different recollection of who led them out of Velkenvelve, and more so, that this was all very familiar. And not all of you, but a lot of you started having sort of this same deja vu sense, this creeping, tingling sensation of dark deja vu that just unsettled most of you. Shushar, though, damn, you're powerful, bro. Dang. I think this is above your concern. But yeah, the trick that happened next was as they were, I think, in their second week of traversing the Dark Lake in their tiny boats, feeling starving, very clearly, because you guys have been doing horribly on your rolls to get food and such. You stumbled upon a small rocky outcropping that had 3 shacks built into that tall pillar of stone that connected the Dark Lake bottom to the surface of the ceilings. And there resided 2 individuals. One on the dock. It was a Kuatoa, not one that Shushar recognized, I believe.
Kroto with a fabulous accent.
Yes. This Kuatoa called himself Sloopy Doop. And introduced himself as a member of the Society of Brilliance. And you didn't learn much about them until you got inside. He invited you inside, sort of almost as if this was expected. And as everyone started piling inside this small shack, a hag greeted them. Very obviously a hag, like long arms the length of her entire torso, down to her feet, crooked nose, just a very haggard, thin appearance. And what happened next was a bit unsettling. She began to talk to them in this annoyed tone, sort of expecting them not to attack her, as she started railing out certain truths. That this group, these prisoners of Velkenvelv, have done this before, have stumbled upon the shack of her and her sisters before, that they have witnessed the destruction of Sloopdeloop more than once. And as she peered into this crystal ball that she set out, sort of to go over what might happen next, what has happened next, she began to tell them that the fates have been tampered with, that the arrival of the Princes of the Abyss has erupted in this material plane, causing a tremor throughout all of reality. But more than that, something else has caused this rift, this repeating timeline of sorts. Our character's not really understanding and tried to press further, but unfortunately, she didn't have as much to go on other than confirming this. Her sisters, however, they do. But this knowledge drove them insane, and they sought to hunt down these fragments of very familiar pieces that are attached to these characters. These characters who have a very significant role to play in what's happening in the Underdark. And with that, she implored them to take her along with them, with Sloopy-Doop, to the first sister. The second sister went far, far towards the Neverlight Grove. The other one, though, ran off to an isolated temple somewhere near the shore of the Dark Lake. And at that same time, Shushar discovered that Darendel, Prince Darendel, the Quaggoth, who has been reiterating he is actually an elf that has been polymorphed into a Quaggoth, has the same... He's I mean...
He's an elf.
There's no Quaggoth that is as graceful or as well-spoken as him, I believe. Hi, Monkey.
Hey,
But, hey, welcome back.
Hey.
Storm just rolled in, so hopefully it doesn't knock power out again. If it does, I don't know. At least you guys know what happens if something happens.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. It's not like I caused the storm. Why am I apologizing? Because I love you!
Oh, you 400 storms.
Oops, sorry. It's every time I fluff this hair, it just gets out of control. It causes a trembling of the fates.
Is that what all this thunder is?
Maybe.
Yeah, every time you fluff it, it keeps happening. The little band hits really fast outside. It's like extra rain.
But
Oh, it happened again.
No!
That's fine.
I'm sorry. But we discovered that Prince Darendel had this psionic power, sort of just like running across his fur, sort of just waiting for that moment where it could pop out to assist him. The same kind of power that Shushar has. This psionic energy. Darren and Jimjar, last we left off, was able to sneak off a two-handed sword onto one of the boats that he and Ront, his companion, who have an alliance of sorts, would be able to use later on. But that is where we're picking up right now, after all that recollection, with Nanny Plunk, the Hag of the Dark Lake, Sloopy Doop, the Kuatoa of the Society of Brilliance, and our escapees of Velkenvel, survivors of Slooploodop, piling into their boats. What do you want to do? Nanny Plunk, sort of trying to decide which boat would be most appropriate to get in.
I'm going to start by reopening Roll20.
Yeah, because right now we have... She actually thinks she'll go into the boat with the Twin Deep Gnomes, along with Stool and you, Sarah. She thinks she's going to pop in there, because it looks like the twin Deep Gnomes don't put as much weight, and Stool can literally sit on your shoulder.
Question, because it's been a while. Are we still exhausted? Because I know that we did get food when we were
I feel like you guys have received like a short rest and food from Nanny Plunk. So I think you can drop off one exhaustion. I'm sorry, Sarah.
In that case, I think I'm still exhausted because I had 2 before.
Oh no!
I only had 1.
Yeah, so did Stool. I'll get rid of that for him. Oh, no, not that. There we go. Alright. No, I actually think everybody but Seraph is no longer exhausted.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. But for now... Oh, thanks, Saber Wolf. How sweet. I start a storm in your hearts. So, we come back to Sloopy Doop. He has. Unfortunately, I'm echoing in your mic, Abby.
No.
I'm sorry. Whoa. Okay, but Sloopy Doop has his own boat. But he doesn't seem to. He's just sort of like, it's this little raft. It's like this little one-person raft. And you notice as he sort of moves out, he's sort of curling his hand like this. And it's a magical effect that sort of like motorboats his tiny raft as he wants. So currently, we are going to do another amount of survival checks. Because it is going to take about a few days travel to get to this temple.
Oh wait, I forgot I have my adaptive body discipline now. I don't need to eat.
That's right.
Or breathe, or do anything. I just live.
Psionics, they're beautiful. So,
doesn't need food, so he's not going to help any of you.
That's right, we have that Shushar around. I think Eldith will be the one to try to do this. I'm also going to say Nanny Plunk and Sloopy Doop are going to do the navigation for you guys, so I don't think you'll need to roll for that. But here's for the survival check. I think she has advantage because of Nanny Plunk and she wants to eat too, so I think we're going to have advantage for this. It's much better. So we remain at the current exhaustion levels. Oh. Did you want to try your hand at this as well, Jim Jar?
Oh, I thought you needed a survival check. I just got my sheet open.
I think that's doable as well. You'll be able to sort of use your magic to catch some fish over the next few days.
Okay.
Or just kill them outright and just like just fireball into the lake.
Fireball in the water.
Yeah. But over the next few days, do you guys want to have any conversations or anything like that before you get to this temple? Do you want to ask Nanny Plunk or Sloopy Doop any questions?
I'm gonna keep. Actually, Yeah, because Stool mentioned it, so I'm gonna keep asking. I'm gonna ask her if she knows anything about this fungi, abyss person, demon thingy majigger.
She nods and sort of like grimaces. That he's. What is her voice again? Oh, it's been so long. That's Zagataboy! It's the Abby voice. Oh. And she says, the fungal queen of the abyss. Terrible woman. And she sort of points at it, just like she does the one long crooked finger and just like bounces one of your little mushroom stalks and says, you had her mark infested on your head, and it burst out. But you are not crazy. Usually you would be crazy.
What are we talking crazy? I am in a boat with everybody that makes me a tiny bit crazy.
I mean, actually, we have turned Sereth into a beautiful drow. So, because Abby is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. Unless you want to play a beautiful man.
Yeah.
I'll play.
I'm pretending like Sarah kind of like switches between like he, her. I really don't care. Just.
Okay. That's cool.
Nah.
That's very progressive for Drow society.
Exactly. Sarah's the rebel.
There you go.
Okay.
And she sort of continues and says, crazy as in, you'll be dancing with joy and trying to root yourself in the nearest bit of dead thing to sort of try to grow your spores.
Yeah, I had a dream about that.
You'd probably attack us as well and try to make us grow spores as well.
Yeah. Is there anything I can do to... I'm not even sure because I'm not crazy, and so this isn't bad for me, at least at this point.
Oddly enough, no. It seems something else has fought off the infection and instead replaced with... You still have mushrooms going out of your head. That's weird. But they're under the influence of something else. But this entity has granted you identity. It's allowed you to remain an individual.
Wait, so I have another entity that's in my head?
Yes, you do. Congratulations. You are currently the battleground to be the servant of some weird fungus lady from the depths of hell. And another thing entirely. Something old.
Shit.
And she sort of casts a wary glance to Sewell, who has been like sort of sitting on your shoulder for a while. And then she sort of tightens her lips a bit and sort of like,
Why did you look at him?
no, it's nothing. We simply don't know about the situation to make a confirmative assumption.
What? Also, why did you call him like the ancient forest? Do you know how this guy is super young? He's a tiny baby mushroom. There's no way he's a forest. Like, I understand that you went through the whole thing. Oh, he's the only thing from the forest who's come out sentient, whatever. But I mean, no offense, Stool. He's very young.
Stool sort of says, "Yeah, I'm very young, but I know a lot. I've learned so much, and he does sort of look a little like nervous about this talk of like infection and old entities sort of battling for your soul." And she continues on and says, "Well, it's just a guess, but right now, I think the fungal forest around my coast has claimed you, Sarah. And
What now?
I'm just making a guess.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Well, that's it. That's a guess.
That's it. Oh.
He would know more than I do. And Stu goes, I probably wouldn't, but I'm willing to try to understand. And he sort of like scrunches up for a moment, and then he says, "Yeah, no. If that was the case, then she would be brain dead, probably, like completely, yeah, totally mushroom." And she goes, "Yeah, that's what would happen. It wouldn't just be on your head; it would be all around, in your arms, or from your guts. You would be utterly claimed."
So, I haven't been claimed. No claiming has been taken place.
There's been a stake, but it is granting you some semblance of control, perhaps even power. Usually drow rely on their connection to Loth in order to draw the magic that you do.
I kind of think about it, and I've noticed that, like, I haven't really thought about Loth, or because usually you can feel kind of where your power's coming from, and that's not been a thing lately. Well, shit.
Is this the start of Last of Us?
Yes.
I mean, spoilers, you'll have to tune in once we get to you know where. Anyway, you, unless, I don't know, it depends on whether Sereth was a big fan of Lolth, or whether Sereth sort of, like, was not okay with Lolth. Lolth is a dominating personality and goddess among drow society. You either follow her, or, fuck, you're a Drider now, or you're Drider food.
Yeah.
It's not a decision you really ever get the option to make.
Yeah. At this point,
go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, she would say, either you're drawing your power from Loth, and it's very weakened because, obviously, there's some competition going on, or you are drawing your power from Zugatamoy, and it's hellish. Or, otherwise, you're drawing your power from a fungal forest that stretches for continents, perhaps. No one really knows. It is a single mind that could claim you at any moment, to extend its reach, if it so wishes.
That's a lot of power.
That's a lot of privilege.
Well, you know what? I've got to think for a second. I'm still very tired. I don't know why whoever people chose me. Actually, no. I do know why they chose me. I'm a very, very competent drow. Pretty much a staple of the species. More powerful.
Oh, but go
okay,
on.
that makes sense.
Yes,
okay,
flatter yourself.
Yes, it's true. Okay, yeah. I'm satisfied for now.
Jim Jar kind of speaks up from the other boat. No, they could have picked a smarter one.
I do not want to hear you. I will smite you with my hellish fungi power.
And Stool says, "Yeah, she's gonna whap you and all that stuff."
He kind of takes a sip of his like water skin or something and kind of giggles to himself.
Ront also chuckles, and he's been in a good mood lately, ever since he found your gift to him.
By the way, as this is going on, is Sloopy Duke in any position that Shoeshar could talk to him?
Actually, yeah, he sort of like makes circles around your boats. He is very proficient at this spell that he's using to propel his boat forward, like a motorboat. And you can sort of get his attention, but he's mainly just sort of withdrawn in his own head for what it looks like.
So, Sloopy Doop, I see you have some measure of power there. May I ask what has granted you the use of that power? Is it through study, or one of the gods, or something else?
Oh, it's mainly study. I, unlike many of our kind, I can read.
Interesting. Well, someone who is as studious and dedicated as you might be interested in what someone like me has to say. What was your opinion back in Slublu Top of the many gods that were worshipped there?
Uno momento. I actually forgot. I need to tell people about the giveaway.
Oh.
Yeah. Oopsie. So, I tried to hype up this giveaway a lot. But this is like the second time I'm announcing it. So there's that giveaway link. We are giving away, One Night Werewolf. If only I had a mirror. And One Night Werewolf is one of those games of deception and lies and all sorts of other things that really sort of brought out games like this, my love for role-playing and my love for these sorts of wonderful campaigns where there's so much going on and you don't know who to trust, that I really want to pass that on to you. So you can go to that link, sign up, and not only that, but keep in tune to what we're doing on this channel, and hope to see you guys around and stuff. But, he sort of ponders and says,
I realized very early on, that the things as they were in Snoop Blued Up were not for me. I was above it, in some circumstance.
Well, in that case, when we do find this hag that we are tasked with murdering, and when I do slay her, I want you to watch very closely. I want you to see what I am capable of, and then we will continue this discussion further.
he nods, and give me an insight check.
Okay. That's a Shushar thing.
That's good. He is sort of, he's keeping up conversation, but he's answering just the base of your questions. He's not giving, like, anything more than that.
Okay.
You definitely think he has a lot more to say.
Interesting. Alright. I'll keep that in mind, but that's all I have to say for now.
Alright. So, for the rest of the trip, Nanny Plunk just sort of, like, grunts and says, "You're not! To the left! Paddle to the left!" She's very, like, loud, obnoxious. It's not fun being in the same boat as her. You guys eventually reach a shoreline that you are able to leave your boats at, and she sort of, like, looks to all of you and says,
We're leaving the boats here. We're going in, at least a little while ways, off the beaten path. The temple we are going towards is... my sister is... she followed this fragment of memories, and it sadly drove her insane. We're going to kill her.
Tell me, hag, since you knew that we would be coming, would your sister have the same knowledge?
She nods and says,
Yes, Maven has, she's a little more obsessed about the greater powers that seem to have influenced all of you in your previous incursions. She has gone to invoke them, it seems, at this forgotten temple. We know not which god it is built towards, but it is definitely abandoned. I know not what she's doing there, only that she's a very dedicated, ugly woman.
and
Well, let's go kill her.
Great. Follow me.
And at this point, it's sort of not hard to hide the fact that Ront comes out of the boat with this two-handed sword. And as you guys move along, you are going to be traveling for at least another half a day through tunnels and caverns, very dark places. And all the while, people who are very upset about this sort of like path is like Eldith, Darindel is also rather insulted that he's having to follow a hag. You guys would also notice that the twin deep gnomes are sort of like talking to each other a little bit more intimately away from you guys. Just sort of like whispering and trying to keep out of what's going on, it seems. And eventually, you come to a tunnel. The tunnel stretches on for several long, windy turns. And all of you, if you are now on that page, or down here.
Yep.
Yep. And let me make sure it's on the stream. Yeah, it is. You move forward through this tunnel, pitch black, barely any light, and Nanny Plunk speaks up, and she says,
This is it. We're getting close. Now, just prepare all of you. This is an old place. I know not whether the demon princes have meddled in many things here. You should all be aware of what you're up against. Do you know who you're up against? Who these princes are?
sort of probing at each of you.
Out of game, would we have any knowledge, or would that be like a history check?
It would be like a religion check. I mean, the drow, Sarah, you would...
Oh, I can't do that.
Okay. And, like, the only real demon you would know is Lulth, because she technically is sort of the Prince of the Abyss. But the others might be a little bit farther off from your knowledge strain. Jimjar has a wide knowledge of who you guys might run into. There is Yinogu, who is the progenitor of the Gnolls, devoted to basically killing everything and feasting on their remains. Then there is also Zekatamoy. She's the fungal queen of despair and all sorts of bad stuff. Baphomet, which is a Minotaur man who was able to bring the Minotaur into being on the material plane. Lots of progenitors of very bad creatures, including Jubilaex, who is this oozing monstrosity.
So, would I know that they're all back here, or
you know that there are several, but you're only really, strangely enough, recalling ones of a certain nature. Like, you, for some reason, have like a vision of each one as you think of it, oddly enough. Like, you get a clear idea of who they are and what they look like.
Okay.
If you want to remember one in particular, by all means. Including Demogorgon.
Jimjar will kind of keep quiet, maybe about it, but he'll maybe whisper to Runt, and he'll say like, "I think this might be. I think she might be talking about Bukito."
He sort of looks over and says, "That little shit. Do you really think he's, I don't think we'll run into him again. He went in the opposite direction."
No. What was the Minotaur one? What was
Baphomet.
Baphomet. Yeah. No. Not Bukito. Sorry. Baphomet. Where's my mind?
That little shit.
This is not a little shit.
No. He's a Minotaur.
He says, what? He obviously doesn't know what you're talking about. He only knows of his god, Grump.
Well, he's just a powerful being, is all I could say. I kind of look over and see that the witch might be like looking over at me, and I'll be like, kind of like.
Her eyes do sort of like center on you, and for a moment she gets a glazed look on her face. And she blinks and says, "You'll need to find the entrance. Look around! Look around! Somewhere around here." She says, "It's decayed over time. It's been... This is a forgotten temple for one reason or another, and this is it. The entrance is hidden. Or at least..."
Would that be perception or investigation?
It would be investigation. Go ahead and all three of you roll me that.
What?
10.
Oh, and by the way, as we are doing this now, I am switching disciplines to iron durability.
Iron durability. Got it. So, as you guys are doing this, you sort of looking around, some of the other characters are sort of doing it haphazardly. The only ones who are kind of, like, interested in this are, Raunt and Darendelle. Darendelle particularly because he wants this business to be done with. And Danny Plunk... Oh, sorry, what?
Were they there for the dinner with the hag, or did we just come out and say, "Hey, we're gonna go kill a hag, follow us"?
Now, they grumbled a bit. If you guys want to, like, hear each of their opinions, everybody but Raunt seems not okay with this. Darendelle is begrudgingly, like, following you guys, but he clearly thinks we should be doing better things than this. The twins haven't talked to you, any of you, and Henneth, the dwarf, he's sort of just sticking with you guys because he knows that you guys are heading to Mantle Dareth, which is this trade post for the Underdark. If he sticks with you, he'll survive, because going around in the Underdark alone is bad, but he clearly isn't in the hag slaying business, so he's just sort of staying in the back away from you guys.
So speaking of Topsy and Turvy in their little seclusion talk, I'm going to kind of whisper at some point, this will probably be before we get to this part, but I would have probably kind of whispered to Raunt, "You think they're trying to escape?"
Raunt sort of shares this glance at you and says,
"Surprised that they haven't. They're were-rats. That's what they're supposed to do."
Oh.
I figured, they can't escape from a boat, so, drowned rats and whatnot. But, I mean, now that we're on land...
We gotta make sure that they don't. They've got to get back to their father.
They do?
Oh, yes.
Are we including them on what's, going on?
Oh, no. They're just some personal debts, that's all. He wanted them.
I know all about that, but listen, don't get too close to them. That's shit they got. That stuff's contagious.
Yeah, yes.
I don't want to piss them off or anything.
I know.
and he says, "I fought a werewolf once, but not were-rats. But I think they're just as tough."
Well, they've proven handy so far, but we still need to make sure to keep an eye on them.
All right.
Don't let them get out of here. Don't let them out of your sight.
Gotcha. You too! And he sort of like calls out, "Yeah, shorties, come over here. We might, I found a wedge that you might be able to get in, see if there's any path through there." And they just sort of look at you guys with, like, clear distaste. And they're mumbling very softly. They're trying to, like, not use Stool's telepathic spores. And all of you guys just sort of move along this tunnel. Sloopy Doop just sort of, like, walks alongside you, particularly near Shushar. And Nanny Plunk is just at the very back, just sort of like, "Well, hurry up, it has to be around here somewhere!" And
we're looking.
And Seraph, you and Stool sort of are looking around, and you find a particularly moist spot where there is some moss growing, as well as some mushrooms that you were drawn to. And the two of you sort of like look over there, and you're like, "Oh, there's a little path here. It looks big enough if everybody crawls on all fours. Maybe, yeah, everybody can get through, but it's gonna have to be single file." And right then and there is when the quake happens. There is a loud trembling and a fierce noise of rock splitting apart, and instantly this tunnel starts caving in. I need everybody to roll dexterity checks really quick for me.
Oh boy.
Saving throw just to check, right? I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, 19! Yes.
She sure is very dexterous.
Very well done. Except for Shushar. Let me go ahead and roll some dice for our NPCs. I know there are modifiers. Okay, okay. That's... fuck! Twins are awesome. Let's do Hemeth. Hemeth is good.
Who was that? Who's that?
Let me count and make sure I get everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, this is interesting. All right. Here's what happens. All of you see this opening. It is literally the only way through. You have to take it, or else these rocks are going to come down on you. And what happens next is, unfortunately, Nanny Plunk was in the back. And she went last. Everybody gets through that hole in a very quick manner. Every single one of you, including your NPC friends, sort of swiftly crawls through this opening, except Nanny Plunk, who is trying to push you guys and try to get through. And the rocks, that tunnel literally flattens her. And there is not a sound except for this wet crunch of the sea hag's body. The first sister of the Dark Lake is dead.
Well, shit. Sarah says this out loud, kind of looking back.
And you guys find yourself in a tunnel, what looks like a chamber, actually, which is, I think we should move everybody sort of like, whoa!
We find ourselves on a dead person's mission. That's what happens.
Yeah, everybody is now, oops. I drew this as like a tunnel, but it's going to be bigger, so let me actually extend this a little bit for you guys. Bloop. Bloop. There we go.
Well, that's...
just so that everybody can fit. Everybody is in this tunnel. Oops. Eldeth, get off of Sarah. There we go.
Yeah. She can't see very well.
I mean, she can fit under you, yeah. Yeah, that, like, no party mode is hard to explain, but it's sort of like, we noticed that this campaign had a wonderful cast of awesome characters at the beginning, and then they just don't do anything substantially impressive with them as the campaign goes on, except for maybe like 1, 2, or 3 of the original NPCs. Hence why I wanted to sort of hand these interesting characters out and see what happened when they got into the hands of a player. Like our friends here. But now you guys are in this, that's what no party mode. They're not with a party, they are literally the NPCs.
We just didn't make up characters.
Yeah, well, you guys kind of like worked with me to expand these characters. You guys find yourselves in this chamber. It is this was built like with architectural structure in mind. There are flagstones. The walls are of fine, scraped, smooth quality. It is very, very worn by time. It has clearly been abandoned. But there is another path that goes up this way, and you notice that the path also splits off into 2 directions. One direction that goes this way, and another direction that goes this way. And that's sort of what happens. And it's still of the same quality of flagstones and whatnot.
from looking kind of at the chamber and looking at the two paths, is there any path that I noticed that's still kind of moist or fungi-y?
It is, but they're very Icarus black. They're very inky. Yeah. It's very inky stalks, not big ones. These are like, they are barely like surviving here on what sort of. You also notice that the floors are sort of, they're very wet almost. Like this whole room feels very like humid. And you do notice that there are like sort of murals on the walls, but they're very like decayed by time. Like they might have been full of color once upon a time, but now they're clearly just not. They've faded. They've lost their glory that they were trying to predict in this chamber.
Would it be an investigation check to try to figure out what these murals are of?
Either investigation or religion. And
investigation.
Jimjar, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Hopefully not getting that one again. Okay, that's better.
You got this.
Well done, well done.
Wisdom saving throw.
Ouch. Alright, so I'm gonna say, Abby, you sort of look around, and Seraph is sort of like trying to figure out, like, what's this temple all about? The ceiling is very small. Like, you feel like this would be grandiose to someone like Topsy and Turvy and Jimjar, or like for a or for even Eldith, in terms of like a temple of worship. But you feel as though you're kind of like, it's kind of like being in a really uncomfortable claustrophobic room where the ceiling is just like literally like right here. You're able to stand at full height, but it's like if you jump or anything, it's gonna bump. I would also, like, Darendale has to, like, always do this when he's in this chamber. He just feels very uncomfortable and just frowns at all of you, like, oh! That was scary, what happened? And Eldith sort of says, this is bad. Do you think we can clear these rocks? And she's sort of, like, looking at that small path where you guys came in.
No, I don't think so.
Shushar, you look at the murals on the walls. As destroyed and faded as they are, you sort of get the idea that, you see some shapes. The shapes have some small torsos. There's not very many of them. There's like maybe like 3 different pictures in this room depicting something. One of them is sort of like a fountain, and there are like several small creatures sort of like sitting on it and sort of flicking something behind their backs with their hands like this. But it definitely just looks like a fountain. You don't see, it looks like there's an indentation where something would be fitted into there. But you can't really make out anything else other than some of these figures might be deep gnomes, perhaps. You might figure like they're either dwarves or deep gnomes. And Hemeth sort of looks around here confused. He doesn't, neither him or Eldith really recognize this sort of temple. And at this, Jimjar, you sort of get this ringing in your head while you are standing in this room, and it's very painful, but you find yourself like sort of like going numb all over, and your vision sort of like it like fizzles, and you see like this grayness sort of trying to overlap, but it's gone all of a sudden. Now you're fine. Give me a perception check. It's very odd. You just feel your hands feel heavier, so do your pockets. But you think that's just because you're recovering from your weakness and whatnot. Because you definitely felt very weak at that moment. Lies! They did not die! You fool! Don't tell them that. I'm looking at you! Stop!
No!
Stop lying in the chat! No!
It's not lying! See, what was it? Like, Topsy, and that was what we were responding to. Topsy, like one of the Deep Gnome twins, the were-rats. He didn't
almost
die.
died. She literally
He almost died. Or she almost died. Like twice.
Yes, twice. Literally, the Deep Gnome twins have died on 2 separate occasions. Or nearly died, rather. Well, but you should go back and watch some of the episodes on the YouTube channel to sort of witness that moment. It was very lovely. But,
yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I was just telling
face.
chat that Jim Jar is hated by the party, but he's shouldn't be. He's totally like saved everyone's life like several times.
I mean, I'm
Jim
not.
Jar's
I'm
my
not
favorite to
gonna
watch.
But I mean, you know, I mean, the only bad thing he really did was just drink that one potion. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think if he did anything else.
I mean, you were gonna die if you didn't, obviously.
Exactly. Anybody would have done that.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I didn't tell them what one of my plans were, how I was going to save their lives, and I guess
the fact of the matter is, you saved.
he's been a
their
little
lives.
bit
That's all that matters.
condescending to people, but that's just the way that he is.
But yeah, all of you sort of notice that Jim Jar sort of like he just sort of like clenches his eyes, and he sort of like goes down on his knees for a moment and just sort of like starts wheezing. But then he's back up and he seems fine. Shushar, do you have dark vision? Oh wait, Seraph has
yes.
dark vision too.
I'll like
Yeah.
look over at Sareth or Shushar, who are looking at me whenever I kind of come back and be like, "What?
Are
Nothing.
you quite alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good, I don't want you weighing us down.
Excuse me."
Can I give Shushar a high five? No.
Looking
this
back at where we came from, can I see like any parts of the hag, or is she completely buried?
She didn't even make it to the tunnel. She's like at least 2 feet away
Hand.
from this.
The
You see like you see a finger that popped off when the rocks came down on her, just sort of like sitting outside of it. This long, gross finger just sort of like curled up like this.
Jim Jar will pick that finger up and kind of put it in the little pouch that he has.
You never know.
Well.
Hag's finger.
It would kind of look at everyone, but well, that could be useful for spell ingredients. I don't know. I haven't figured the spell out yet, but who knows?
Well, drain
Unfortunately-
it first, says Ron. No, you're gonna get your pockets all gross. When
Oh
you,
yeah.
when you, everybody notices Darendale sort of like looks very like his eyes go wide when you do that, and there's this like this very soft trill in his throat when he sees that.
Oh.
After you do that and you put the finger in your pocket, you feel the cold sensation of metal in there as well.
In my pocket?
Yeah, in your pocket.
Oh look.
They're
I'll kind of peek inside there and see what it is.
they're full of gold. Gold coins, literally very full of gold coins.
I'll kind of like look around at everyone.
Sareth and
And I'll tie my thing tight.
uh-huh. All right.
Mm.
All right. Give me Sareth and Shushar. Give me perception checks really quick, because you guys are gonna have to tell me what you do next.
Right.
15.
8 turns.
Give me a sleight of hand check, Jim Jar.
Oh, I've already got it up. It's over here.
That's good. So here's what's gonna happen.
That's what I'm talking about.
You guys tell me what you do next. Otherwise, I'll tell you if you notice anything. there are two paths here. You notice that Sloopy Doop sort of he's not reacted to much yet. He sort of goes to this impasse and says, "For one of these, rather both, go deep into this temple. Which one should we take? Rather, who goes first? Who is leading?"
I will lead.
Good!
Well, I heard an old wise tale that if you keep taking left in a dungeon, eventually you'll get through it.
No, obviously, the correct way to go is right. Right is right. That is the very definition of right.
Only if you're left-handed, says Darendelle. He sort of continues and says, "I think one of us should run down one of the paths and tell us if there's anything nasty. And they run back and we'll fight in here."
I can go down the rightward path. I do not have anything to fear from anything that could possibly be here.
I'll check the left.
Okay.
Is there anything noticeably different about either paths that...
Unfortunately, you
dark vision?
do get the sense that the left path is longer, but the right path is just a short curve before it opens up into a room, it looks like.
Alright, so the left path goes to a room. I don't know what's beyond the room, it seems like. The right... Or was it... The right path was the room.
The right path is the room. The
right
left path
is
it looks like a long tunnel.
And the left path is going to be a long tunnel.
Well, corridor now. It's not really a tunnel. It's like you're in a structure right now.
Yeah.
Well, here, hold on. In that case, Shushar, hold on. Let me go down there first.
If you insist. But if you don't make it out, then that's your own fault.
Okay. You cast invisibility, you go invisible. Before he does, Shushar, you notice that Jimjar now has glistening gold, silver rings on nearly all of his fingers. And they are each inlaid with sapphires, rubies, and he did not have those ever.
Well, shit.
You also notice he's got one earring, sort of like right here. This little stud.
And this is my stealth for any noise I make while I'm invisible. I would have advantage.
I was about to say, everybody hears this.
It's up to you if you want to hear, if you want to say that. But
oh my gosh, what did you post in the Discord? No! Best hair. Thank you. So Jimjar, you are going this way, right?
yes.
Okay.
Quietly and invisibly.
All right. Let me tell you what is in there. It is a rather larger room. But it definitely seems to... it definitely seems to be sort of like a gathering hall of some sort. You feel like some of these, like, it takes a moment to sort of understand what this is. It looks like some sort of stone pews that are sort of sitting in the main center of the room, sort of focused on this one altar area. And there are several other sconces, and there's little, like, bowls sort of attached to some of these pews. You immediately sort of, like, notice that there's some silver coins in some of them. But beyond that, there isn't really much in here unless you give me an investigation check.
Okay, I will give the investigation check.
Okay.
And
all of you wait with Baden.
While I'm investigating, I'll be taking all those silver coins and putting them into my pouch as well.
Okay. Cool.
Every single one of them.
Okay. I'm gonna you get about 21 silver.
Okay, cool.
In total. And this investigation check shows you a lot. There are some sconces for, like, some torches or some lanterns that might have been put here, but there's nothing there now. You also notice that the floors are very clean. For something that has been forgotten and abandoned, there is little rot or decay or really any kind of whatnot. The floors are wet, the air is wet, and as you sort of glance around, you notice that there are cracks in the ceiling and in the walls as well, and one on the ceiling catches your notice. It's big, but it almost looks as though it's dripping, except it never drips. It's literally just and it just sort of comes down, and then you see it go up back into the ceiling.
That's not good. So first of all, I will take my finger and rub it by where the sconce is on the wall to see how fresh the residue is.
You barely get any grime.
It's not
Barely
much?
anything. Not much.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to get it like a little bit more wiped on there, like just But
Yeah, you kind of have to do this.
yeah, I'll do that so I get a good bit on there. And
Okay.
I'll keep that finger from touching in my other fingers. I'll keep that that little bit.
All right. Lovely. It's at that point when you do this that you notice your hands are covered in rings.
I probably wouldn't see those because I am invisible, but I would be able to see the new
you're
stuff.
right. You're right. Okay, yeah.
I would be able to see the new stuff. The black stuff on the tip of my finger. That would be there. So then at that point, I'll kind of keep it like hidden to where you can't see it because it's on the other side of my hand. But at that point, I think I've seen enough. The ceiling doesn't look very cool. But I will go back and with my coins, and I'll go in there. And when I walk up to the group,
You guys have been waiting about maybe like 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, 2 minutes. I would say 2 to 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I want to do it to? Someone's getting a mustache.
Oh no! Well, here's the thing. Who is head level to you? Otherwise, how are you gonna do it?
Tippy toes? I don't know.
Tippy toes? I'd allow it. It might be a dexterity, a sleight of hand check. It would be a sleight of hand check to do.
I think I'd probably want it doing it to Sereth just because.
Okay. A sleight of hand check. It's gonna just be a DC. Oh, that was the DC I needed. Sereth, you feel a tickle right here.
And then I'll pop back. Well, I'll stay invisible. Actually, I want to stay invisible.
Okay, you feel a tickle. Oh, it must be snot. Ooh.
Yeah, I kind of.
You then hear Jim Jar start to giggle a little bit, like a few feet away from you. Anyways, there's something in there. It's in the ceiling. It doesn't look very nice.
Can you describe it?
It drips down. Oh, I'm using my hands. You guys can't see that. It drips down in good ways, and then it kind of goes back up, almost like that snot on Sarah's nose. She was about to suck back up in her nose.
I had a tickle.
Everybody starts looking at Seraph.
And
What?
And it looks rather clean in there, considering that this place is forgotten. The floors were nice. The cracks all around the walls and ceilings, but the floors were clean. And the sconces were lit somewhat recently. I'd say within the last year at least. There was some residue. And whatever happened, though, they abandoned. It looks. Would I say it looked like it was abandoned in a hurry?
It's more like you didn't say there was any rush. The coins were still in their little bowls. It just seems like people stopped coming here.
But they didn't bother to take the coins.
That's
I'm not mentioning the coins, but
that's the strange thing. Yeah, the coins were still there.
But it looks like they just stopped coming here. There's evidence, like, I don't... Some things you just don't leave behind, you know?
You said that the room was clean.
I see what you're doing. It was clean. For the most part.
Well, what do you mean people wouldn't leave certain things? I thought it was just totally clean. Like, what did they leave?
There's some bowls and offering plates, and that's about it. That was all. That was all.
People would totally leave bowls and offering plates.
Should I roll deception to see if she believes that was all?
If anybody wants to roll insight to see if Jim Jar's dying. Actually,
man.
this is going to be hilarious. Go ahead. And if anybody wants to, you can.
Sure never believes anyone.
Okay. Oh shit.
And that was all. That was all. Just some offering plates. That was it. Nothing else.
I'm gonna say, like, you can't help but shuffle, like, awkwardly as you're trying to, like, lie to them, and it jostles your pockets a little. You guys can clearly hear the shh, shh, as he does this invisible shh, shh.
Well, I see that I can hear that you're done with that room now. Is there any reason that we need to go there, or shall we move on?
Well, there's something in there, and it's living in it. Might not be friendly. I don't know. I didn't.
Well, if it's not the hag and there's no passage beyond that room, I don't see any reason to go in there. The hag is all we're here to find.
I agree.
Okay.
Wait. Are we still going to go down the other path, or has somebody already gone down there?
I'll go check it out too.
Okay.
If you guys want, so I still got invisibility going. I might as well get most out of it.
Wait.
Noise.
Oh, do you announce that you're going?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go check the left path and see if there's anything up there.
I'll go with you.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right. So you guys are going. You guys are going. Ready to go?
Yeah, I'll kind of scuffle
Ready
off
to go?
just a little bit ahead, so I'm like a little bit further ahead than she is. Not too crazy far, but.
All right. So here's what you guys see. You see one pathway that goes like this, and then looks like a room. Oops. And the two of you will get right here before you kind of realize that this room is sort of like a chamber of chamber of gathering. There are these like 4 corner posts in the center of the room. Let me draw them for you. And they are like big, almost like there was like a gathering point. There's a big table right here as well. And you see that these 4 like corner benches sort of surround this big table, and you see that the table does have a few things on it. It does have like some cards. There's also some dice as well. But there's clearly like incomplete. Like Jim Jar, you know that there's like a Deep Gnome gambling game where you use like 7 sets of dice. There's only like 2 dice here, so you assume they must have been playing that, but there's some dice missing. You also notice that they don't have doesn't look like all the cards are there. There's only like 8 cards left on the table, and you look under the table, you look around, you just notice the floors again have this wet, like almost like covering on top of it. But it's certainly not sparkly clean, but it's fairly clean, you'd say. What do you guys want to do?
I'll take the cards and the dice.
Ooh. And there is also another path going up. Right here.
Yeah, sorry. She'll see the dice and the cards just kind of falling into something,
mama.
And then go invisible when they go into the pouch.
I kind of roll my eyes, but I don't say anything.
what do you guys want to do here? Anything else?
I want to kind of inspect the water or wetness or whatever. Is it water? Is it a different consistency? Is it?
It's sort of like, you would almost say it's like a slime. After you get like a good long swivel of it. It's definitely not like puddles, but it's just sort of like this thin covering. Give me a perception check, both of you, really quick.
So,
Damn it. I think I know what's going on.
Seeing that slime too, I'll kind of like whisper. You said an investigation or perception?
Perception.
Oops.
20.
Was that persuasion? I just did
it would be perception.
I hit the PER.
I know, I would fall for that too. But I'm gonna say both of you would be able to notice that this slimy film that is over this floor, it has a consistency that isn't just water, it's slimy stuff. And then coming down this hallway, very quickly, is a small ball that seems to have been rolled down. And you both have dark vision, so you're able to like sort of see this like lump is sort of like rushing down, and then it sort of like comes to a halt under the table. And you suddenly hear in this room, or rather in your heads, this voice saying, "Hi, hi, hi, hi! You're new here. Hi, what are you doing?"
I'll be on top. Whenever I see it coming, I'll probably hop on top of the table.
Hi. You're on top of the table?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to notice you. Whatever it is. But it's still like broadcasting to whoever's in this room.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Well, what's your name and what exactly? What are you?
I'm Glabagul. You have pretty hair. What are you doing here? There was another person.
Oh.
About the time did you hear him say that? You just see him kind of get snatched up off the ground.
Oh. Yeah, it's sort of like rolling around. You notice before you snatch it up, there's like an eye in the middle of this clear lump of jelly, and you snatch it up, and it's sort of hovering in midair, and it goes, "Oh, I found him! Who's this? Is he a friend? Did you know he was here?"
I did know he was here.
Will you PM chat me the name of that person that we're talking about?
Yes.
Just I'm gonna fumble over that name for a second.
Gotcha. Let me.
The name of that person.
That
person.
That person that you don't know.
I know, right?
Yeah. Here we
I hate
go.
not knowing secrets.
Let me make sure I'm sending it to just you.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Send it to everybody.
Oopsie, I didn't do that. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
It's Jim Jar.
Jim Jar?
The Great.
The Great? Okay.
I mean,
well, you're invisible, so that's great. I think that's really impressive. I'm kind of invisible too. You didn't even see me come in.
Some people call me the Savior.
Savior? You were here to save me. I need help, please.
What do you need help with?
I need help.
What do you need help with?
I need help. There's this lady, and her name is Maven.
You know where Maven is?
Yeah, her name is Maven Delve, and she's really mean. She's chopping me up.
Oh, Tiny One, what is your name so we can help you find this woman?
I'm Glabagul.
Glabagul, I'm so sorry. I have a short memory. Oh, all right.
Glabagul. She's chopping me up.
What do you mean she's chopping you up? That's not very nice.
Well, she's just chopping me up. She's...
About that time, Jim Jar would realize that, is she further down this way?
The eye bobs up and down.
Okay. About that time, Jim Jar realizes that, and he's going to leave to let her chat with him, and he just kind of like tosses him over his shoulder. So he like bounces off the wall and like rolls back on the ground. And then I'll go and tell the rest of the party.
He sticks to the wall.
We found Marvin, Maeve.
Why don't you be?
Marvin Doe. Everybody is like, oh, okay. They sort of follow you into this room.
Excellent.
You have to treat the person who has the information nicely, Jim Jar. I'm so sorry, Glabagool.
Oh, that's fine. Who are you?
Oh, my name is Seraph. I was kind of debating on whether to give you a fake name, but I didn't.
Okay, that's a pretty name.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. I think everybody should listen up. This lady is mean. She's right around somewhere in there. Like, he's still on the wall, and everybody sort of is filing in. And
like try to pry him off the wall.
And Ron is like, sort of like, is this another? Sorry, this sounds like another stool. We should probably put it down.
Another what?
Another stool. You don't want anything else getting in your head, do you?
Stool's nice. Stool's a good guy. Plus, this guy.
What are you implying, Ron? You're just. I didn't even mean to, as he says, like, sort of trying to like defend himself. And
Sarah's also still totally like, oh yeah, whatever. Stool,
oh yeah,
he's my buddy.
But at this, Sloopy Doop sort of like looks to Shushar and says, "Do you know what that is?"
I'll also kind of whisper to Ron at that point, because the hag mentioned Seraph being like possibly taken over by the fungus thing, and I'll kind of whisper to Ron. She's like, maybe that's why she likes him so much. That's that freaking fungus thing taking over her head.
He sort of nods.
Stool's and I'll kind of like be whispering to him like, Stool's a lot more dangerous than I thought.
So
I mean, what if we have one of those abyssal bitches right here? Hell's bitches!
He's sort of like whispering to you. and yeah, you guys just hear him suddenly bark, "Hell's bitches!" Shushar, do you answer? Or
should I make a roll to see if I know what this is?
Make a nature check.
Oh, okay. Nature is not a thing that Shushar is good at.
Nature. You see that this is some sort of gelatinous cube. At least a piece of it.
Ooh, when she's chopping up gelatinous cube?
It appears to be a piece of a gelatinous cube.
Gelatinous cubes also do not fucking talk to you.
I was thinking...
If the entire cube was here, it would be dangerous, but as it is no match for my power.
What kind of powers do you have?
Well, I have the power of the mind. Just by thinking about the destruction of my enemies, I cause them to perish.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Let me tell you about this lady, okay? Then you can get rid of her. She's big, and she has this hump on her back, and she's green, and I don't like her, Shusha. I hate her.
Well, my little friend, lead us to her, and I'll take care of the rest.
Okay, that's great. Come on, follow me! And he sort of like plops down onto the floor, and you see Durandal sort of like, sort of like lifts a foot trying to get out of the way. He's like, are we really following this thing? This is awful from the start. We should not listen to that hack. I'm just telling you right now.
Well, before we start following it, I would like to make an insight check to see if this is trying to mislead us.
Okay.
We also don't have anywhere else to go either. I mean, we can't go back.
Actually, yeah, that's true. This insight check reveals to you that it is, you get the feeling it is probably younger than Stool. Like, this is toddler level intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
But, it should not have this intelligence for a gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
You also realize that it probably is passively, like, you don't think it's going to attack you. You kind of wonder, like, if this lady's doing bad stuff to it, why isn't it attacking it? You get the feeling that it's very naive, very innocent, and it's just very curious. You also realize you never told it that your name was Shushar.
Oh.
Hoo-hoo.
Thank you so much, Abby. I'm so proud.
This thing, is it speaking out loud or is it speaking telepathically?
Telepathic.
Oh, in that case, I'm going to switch to my Psychic Inquisition discipline.
Sure.
I can tell
As we're
if he's
walking-
lying to me telepathically now.
Hey,
As
that's
we're
good. As you're...
as we're walking, I pick up stool and I put him on my shoulder and I'm like, the eye kind of does remind me of you a little bit. As she's chuckling, like.
Stool sort of like tries to make his stalks longer and says, "It's just it's obviously just a knockoff. I'm the original, okay? This doesn't replace me or anything. We're just gonna. It's what is this thing again?
That it's a giant eye.
It is a piece of a gelatinous cube.
A piece. See, I'm full figure and I'm gonna grow bigger. That thing's stuck. It's just a lump. And
Yep.
it says, "Why is he so mean? Tell him to stop."
He's not mean. He's just insecure.
He looks to
be
Shushar and says,
replaced,
"Destroy him! Or make him lose his head or something."
I do. He has not attempted to harm you. He has only insulted you. If he attacks you, don't worry, I have your back.
Oh, thanks. And it sort of rolls over your foot. Just roll. It's just. And then it sort of goes, "Okay, follow me!" And it goes this way.
I'm trying really, really hard to stay in character here. This is the most adorable little cube.
This is what you see.
Out of character.
Which is not a cube at all.
This
Out of character,
is what
he
you're
stays
dealing with.
with us.
Our piece.
Oh. Ooh.
That is sort of what you're dealing with right there.
Yeah, out of character. If he stays with us after this, Shushar's making him his familiar.
Oh.
Please, 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 please.
Whoa!
I mean, Jimjar has his little monkey guy, Sereth has Stool, Shushar doesn't have anybody.
True.
Yeah, in fact, I haven't brought out Mr. Wiggles in a while.
It's true, you haven't. It's up to you.
I'll think of
So
something.
who's going first? The Glabagool is just going zoom.
Shushar will stay next to his new friend, his new disciple, possibly.
You never know. You
This
could give
makes
him
me
that
so
power
happy.
speech, you know. All right. So let me draw this out. It's another long corridor. Lup, lup, and it sort of like rounds out like this, and then it keeps going this way. Very, very thin corridor here. And Glabable keeps going down here, and he says, "Okay, this is the boring room. We gotta keep going." And again, this room sort of looks like the previous room looked like a leisure place. This one looks like some cooking might have been done here. Maybe you do see like a small like oven. You do see various other things, including other murals on the wall. These ones are just as in bad condition as before, though. So you come here, I assume. Everybody is sort of like staying back. Eldith shakes her head and says, I think this is... Yeah, no. This is, you, If you guys want to do this, like, fine. But I'm staying back here, okay? I've had enough things talking to me in my brain for one day. For one life.
Yeah.
She also, Eldith has, like, these dark rings around her eyes, like she hasn't been sleeping well either.
Wait, what do you mean one more?
Huh?
It's just been Stool, right? I mean, Stool and the weird visions.
Yeah, like, it's, I've had enough of those. This one is just, I don't trust it. It seems a little too eager about being chopped up.
I mean...
If
Yeah.
your minds are not large enough to hold that many voices, then I will understand, but I will be continuing.
She sighs and just looks around. She knows that there's no other path to go other than that way. So,
I mean, at least you don't have a possible.
I'm going to
goddess
make
fungi.
saving throws really quick for the NPCs. Wow. 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 Holy fuck. And for Sloopy Doop, he has
What
advantage.
NPC?
Okay, Sloopy Doop is able to succeed.
Mm,
Everybody else, except
dies.
for I need Darendelle. I need you, baby. There he goes.
Yes.
You see these characters here. They don't come with you. They suddenly stop and they look at this table. And Jibjar, make me a wisdom saving throw. This time, this numbness sort of passes over you, and you don't feel as though it's, like, causing your vision to go blurry. You don't feel as heavy as before. You just feel this, like, tingling, like, behind your ears, and you're sort of like, But you're still invisible, so nobody can see this.
Okay.
But you feel it. And you see some sort of... It's not arcane magic. It's some sort of, like, flash that sort of, like, erupted from one of your rings. You felt one of your rings tremble. Or something on your finger tremble. And, 7 dice and a large stack of cards just appeared on this table. And Eldith, the 2 deep gnomes, Topsy and Turvy, and Ront sort of stop, look at them, and they all sort of smile and suddenly sit down. And you hear Topsy go, "Oh! Let's see, what are we playing? I don't have much to gamble on. Hey, let's gamble on, let's see."
I'm gonna pick the cards up and start dealing them out
Okay.
invisibly.
Oh gosh. And you start passing it out, and Ron says, "I got this sword. I'll start that as the bet." And they say, "Yeah, what can I raise it for?" "Ah! Turvy, help me out here." And Turvy sort of was like, "Huh? Oh, I know. Hold on. Hold on." And he sort of like, his face like goes, like it sort of flashes between shifting into his were-rat form, and one of his teeth just pop out. And he sort of I got, yeah. And Ron goes, "Oh, come on, that's not good enough. I got a fucking sword here. What am I gonna do with a tooth?" And Top says, "If it bites you, you'll turn into a were-rat. That's dangerous. It's great." And Ron goes, "Actually, that's pretty fucking great." And Eldith goes, "Well, if I had my fucking shield, I'd bet that." Jesus Christ, that's more worth than any of you have. Let's see. And they're all just sort of like caught up in this game. Cards and dice. And Jimjar, you feel this strange sense of pride as they sort of get into this game. It's sort of like, "Alright, I'll take first hand. Come on, give it!"
So I also am going to be cheating. And giving Ront all the good cards.
Oh! Okay. So, they start playing out this game. Oblivious to whatever you guys are doing. Sloopy Doop looks on with a curious expression. He just looks around, walks towards this room, which everyone has gone, and he leans into Shushar, and he tells you, "This place has power in it. It resonates with a god. A god that is summoned here once more. We must stop whatever she is doing first." And Glibble is like bouncing now. His little ball just flip. Like, "What are you doing? We gotta go!"
Yes, we're going. We will make short work of your master.
Oh, she's not my master. She's just this mean lady that came in. She, like, started, like... it's nasty. She started, like, telling all the oozes that They belong to this guy named Jubilex, and I didn't like it at all. I thought it was mean, honestly.
I wouldn't know who that is, so never mind.
Still itchy. Still itchy.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I know who that is?
Please do. Jim Jar wouldn't know who this is. The name escapes you.
Yeah, I'll call back, like, 'cause I can hear them from the other room. I'll call back the description, or who it is, the god of whatever.
Yeah, Jim Jar tells all you guys about this god of oozes.
Not all about it. I'll just say it's the god of oozes.
Yeah, this guy is fucked up. He is like, let me find him and some of his fucking amazing titles. The Faceless Lord, the Oozing Hunger, and you understand, Jim Jar, that it exists only to consume, digest, and basically create a vapid plane of nothing but oozing, writhing, gelatinous muck.
Huh. Okay.
But yeah, you guys, are you moving further down? What are we doing?
I have no reason not to move down.
All right, Prince
I mean,
Darendelle. Oh, what?
Before we go, I turned to Gooblex, or no,
Glabagool!
Glabagool. I was looking at my notes. You said that this woman told you that this god thingy is the master of all the oozes and stuff. Have they been acting differently since this mean woman came in?
Well, yeah, they've been really like they've been moving a lot. Usually we would just sort of hide in the walls, and that was it. We just hid in the walls and would roll on the floor, and it was great. I loved it, and now I have so many questions. What are you? Why is your hair so long? What is hair? What is that thing on your shoulder? Why can't it talk to me without a mouth? Do I have a mouth?
No.
No? How do I get one? And you also notice that floating inside is this little sliver of flesh that looks like a bottom lip.
It looks like you have a bottom lip.
Where? Where is it?
In the ooze.
The eye is now sort of pressing against the walls of its like gelatinous like covering, and it goes, I can't feel it. Where? How do I get it out? I want to like wear it.
I kind of should I don't want to.
And they realize, no, I'll see if I can pick another one up around here. Maybe one of my friends left it, and it's sort of like all around this hallway down here. This hallway opens up into another room. One that goes over here. This right here looks like it's recent, very recent. Then you come here. And oh boy, there are
lots of tunnels.
4 separate tunnels, as well as this big room right over here. This is a similar chamber like the one you entered the tunnel with. It's been opened up very recently.
I really hope that we're not facing this.
Like what? I'm trying to determine whether or not I'm coming or if I'm staying back there playing cards. Jim Jar is really interested in that, and I actually had an ulterior motive with it too.
It looks like the game is going to go on for a while. You get the feeling that there's another game to be played further in.
Another game. Yeah. Well, Ron, don't stay here, Ron. All right.
It looks like he could.
I'll kind of after like a game or two of Ron winning like 3 times in a row, I'll kind of set it down and be like, I'll kind of talk to Topsy and Turvy and Eldris, like, aren't you fools ready to stop giving all your teeth away?
What? Wait, no, don't bother me. This is a good hand. I gotta. he's gonna lie. Let's watch this. Eldith says, and for the first time, you see something of a sibling rivalry between Topsy and Turvy as they're sort of like staring daggers at each other, just sort of like waiting for their turn to pull off this amazing move. They don't seem to really like they don't turn away from the cards, the table, or the dice.
I'll kind of look at Ront and be like, "Come on, Ront.
Fuck off! I'm busy here."
He says as he sort of buries himself deeper in his hand, and you feel a certain pull towards
the party. Yeah.
You feel like you've done your work here, in a sense,
okay.
as odd as it sounds.
Well, I got one more thing I'm gonna do with them at this point. After Ron kind of says that, they kind of like, I kind of get the feeling like something might be up, and I might need to figure out a way to save Ron at this point and keep the twins alive. Fuck Eldith. But now I'll kind of look at him and be like, fine, let's play a different game. It's called 52 card pickup, and I just chunk the cards and like on the floor and into the room, and turn around and walk to the dungeon.
Okay, yeah. As you do this, the cards go spreading across the floor, but none of them seem to notice. And then, as you start like making your way towards the top floor, you realize there's this soft sound of the slime being like, because ground is slimy, and the cards just lift off of the floor and back into the position that they were in, as though nothing had happened.
Oh boy.
But as you leave, Ront does sort of turn around and says, "Hey, you want me to take anything from Eldith? I figure you want a trophy or something."
Her life. I'll kind of whisper in his ear, "Her life," and then walk off. And then I'll walk on. I'll go back to the rest of the dungeon.
This is the only time he actually looks away from the cards and like gives you this like warm smile. For an orc, that's really out of place, but for Ront, you couldn't imagine a better response. And as you guys go through here, Globigul goes, "Okay, this way!" And he just flies through one of the tunnels. Just no hesitation.
Do we notice, this is our game, are Ront and Eldith and Topsy and Turvy with us, or was that actually...
No, they're not with you.
You'll hear Jim Jar kind of clinking, clink, 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 up the hallway and kind of get to you. Do you ask about him?
Nope, Shushar doesn't. Shushar's just gonna keep following his new ooze friend.
Okay, what about you?
What happened to the others?
Oh, well, I'm not sure.
Sloopy Doop says, "There's an enchantment on the table. They must have fell victim to it."
Ha, weak-minded fools.
Can't argue.
They might need to be saved. I don't know how to, though.
Sloopy Doop rubs his scaly jowls, and he says, "There might be a power that is probably the hag invoking some sort of rite. We'll have to put an end to her. See what we can glean." And he says, "There's sure one of these tunnels. Which one should we take?"
We will continue to follow the ooze. I do not see any reason why he would mislead us.
Alright, who goes first?
Shushar.
Shushar. You start walking down the tunnel, and I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, dexterity. That's the thing that happens.
It certainly does. 8. Nope. You fall down through a flagstone that was clearly made to drop someone under it when a certain amount of weight was done. You go through the same tunnel that Glabagul went down, but unfortunately, you erring off the side of caution, walk down and you fall straight into this 10-foot pit. And when you hit the bottom with this rough thud, you immediately start to feel the wet floor beneath you curl around your toes. And it starts to creep up your body as you hear this bubbling as it sort of like snakes its way, and your legs start to burn.
Okay, so immediately
roll initiative right now.
Okay.
Darendelle, thankfully, is going to roll initiative as well.
Oh shit.
Darendelle, why? Let me roll.
I don't
for
have my.
Stool.
I can't touch my token for some
I
odd
just
reason.
no,
put the
no.
token onto the map.
Oh
I forgot about the
no!
token.
It's because I set it up, sadly. Let me get different.
I just brought a new token onto the map just to do this.
Oh, yeah, I brought mine out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then I'll delete the tokens that you cannot use. And then I'll roll for Stool. Also did awful. What is Stool's initiative?
Oh,
We'll find out.
that's not by one natural 20, and it wasn't even.
Aww. Stool has, unfortunately, 6. The Woman does not exist, but I'll name them something else for now. Jim Jar. Oh wait. I'll start deleting some things. Okay. Darendelle got 4. Wait, no, 6. Seraph.
Did my token go bye-bye?
I accidentally might have deleted it, sadly.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad. I
Okay.
also probably deleted Shushar as well.
There's my new token and my.
I
Wait,
have my
where did it go?
here. There
why
you
did?
go.
Arrgh.
Yeah, I accidentally deleted the ones that I thought were duplicates, the ones that you couldn't control.
There. This is the one that I can control, and
Yeah, don't worry.
this
you
is my
picked
initiative.
The right one for me.
23.
All gonna be digested.
And there we go. Let me roll initiative for this thing. 14.
Man, my initiative wanted me to stay at the front. 21, 21, 20.
Alright, here we go. Sereth, it is your turn. I'd say all of you guys are within distance of this. You see Shushar walk down, and immediately the breaking of the flagstones, and he just goes whoom, right in with a wet splat.
Mine was actually 18. That was the second roll. So that would mean
Oh, let me. Oh, didn't you get a nat 20 though?
that was on my second roll.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think Jim Jar is actually the one that goes first.
Sorry.
So what do you do, buddy?
Seeing how my only partial ally just got caught in a trap,
Yep.
I will run forward and I will take some of that rope that I still have, and drop it down at him immediately, and then realize that, I mean, from the description of the sound, does this room look like a gelatinous cube kind of coming in?
You look down and you see Shushar is being surrounded by some sort of black gel rather than clear gel.
Oh, okay. Still bad. I will
Still
drop
bad.
down. I will drop down my rope and just kind of call down to him. Grab on!
All right, that is your turn, and
yeah,
I'm
that'll-
gonna say
yeah.
you get ready to pull him back up with a strength check. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Sereth, what do you do?
Okay, I am. What I'm gonna do is I am going off of a feeling, and let's see, because he's right down in the pit, right? Or they're
Yep.
down in the pit.
It's 10 feet down.
Is there any way that I can strike the side of the pit?
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do, just to see what's going on, I'm going to get out my flail from whatever plane it's in and gonna kind of like slam it down on one of the sides of the wall. And I'm guessing 16. It's
16. That does hit. What does it do? Ooh,
it's just bludgeoning.
Okay, that's pretty great. 8. So
Does
there we
anything
go.
happen?
You notice that it does make impact, and it sort of like beats down the layer of this pudding that was sort of like oozing up. But it only gets beaten down for a second. It comes right back up. But you seem to hit it and do damage.
Okay.
Okay. And then this thing is going to... It's going to try to attack you.
Oh no!
Which it will do so.
See if it hurts.
What's your AC? 5.
Oh, my AC is
Oh no,
only
not
13.
you, not you. Against Shushar, against Shushar.
Oh.
Oh shit.
My AC is 11.
Okay, I don't think that's gonna hit.
It's a 2.
You feel its touch trying to like really just try to like beat you against the walls of this small pit. Doesn't seem to work though. What do? This rope comes down to you, by the way, and Shushar is up above along with Seraph.
Oh, how dare you attempt to assault me? And I'm going to bonus action switch to my psychic assault discipline,
Nicely.
and then spend. Actually, I'm just going to use one of my little things. I'm going to do a mind thrust, which I need to look up because I have way too many psionic powers.
That's psionics for you. Really powerful, but a lot of bookkeeping.
He just has like a tome of.
He's like, hold on, I'll destroy you in a moment.
Alright, it needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence? I need to actually look up what its intelligence is. Probably not a lot, considering.
That's nothing.
Where are my Uzis? Where are my oozes? Where are my Uzis? They're not in the ooze section, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll this because I think I already know what they are. Wow. What does a natural 1 do for me?
It doesn't do anything special, but it fails its save, and it takes 9 points of psychic damage.
9 points. That's not bad. Alrighty.
And then I will call up to Jimjar. There's some sort of creature down here. I will slay it and then be up in a minute.
And he does not grab that rope. I am assuming, yes?
Nope, he doesn't.
Alright. Stool's turn. He sort of waddles over and he's like, oh no! Ah, what's happening? And I actually don't know any of Stool's spells, so let me look up really quick. He could shapeshift, but I figure he might do something else. He's going to... I guess what he'll do is... First, he's gonna... I really don't know what Stool would do, other than transform into something. I think what he'll do is like a poison spray. Oh. He must succeed at Constitution. Okay. I think his AC, or his spell thing is higher than that, so it takes 1
poison
damage. Nice job. And Spool just sort of goes, what's going on? Run! It is now Darendel's turn. Darendel rushes over and he sort of looks down and says, what are you doing? Get out of there! As he sort of like growls, and you see the ooze quiver as a bolt of energy comes down. And unfortunately, fortunately for you, it takes damage. Total of 11 damage. As this psychic burst suddenly pulses out from the Quaggoth's enraged state. but he can't seem to do anything else. He decides to sort of back off to give you guys some room and says, "Hurry, get him out of there!" Jimjar, it is your turn. What do you do?
Knowing that from what I've seen from Shushar, he's not going to just grab onto this. So I either got to grab him or I got to kill the thing that he's attacking. So I guess it's going to be... that's so tough. Ooh, I could do an ice knife, I guess.
It's true.
Wait, does this have a radius of...
Just cast a fireball, he'll be fine.
I don't have fireball.
No!
I took invisibility and Misty Step.
Invisibility came in clutch. I will say that.
It's always Misty Steps. Misty Step is coming in clutch.
I need to add someone else to the initiative order.
Ooh, I can do Magic Missile, I guess. That's for sure. Because Ice Knife is going to hurt Shushar as well. And so will all my other spells. So.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That was a damn good Magic
10,
Missile.
14. This thing slams into the creature, this black ooze down in this pit. And Shushar, you're sort of like this pit has become a sound vacuum. All the sounds of this thing's noises and the magic that's being cast down into it just sort of is like bouncing off the walls, and you feel like you're in a tight spot. So you are thankfully not taking all this damage that's being thrown down here, but it is quite uncomfy. It is starting to slide down your legs rather than creep up. It is incredibly wounded from the looks like it. It's sort of like losing its form. On that turn, it is now Serath's turn. What do you do?
You're muted, Dabby.
Oh no.
Oh no! So do I notice that the ooze or whatever is kind of like you're about to get Shushar out?
No, it still has some like energy left in it, but it's not like smothering him with its whole body as of right now.
I am going to use one of my features, which is Awakened Mind. So I can communicate telepathically with any creature you see within 30 feet of you, even if you don't share a language.
Okay.
But must know at least one language. So okay. I don't know if this creature has some way of communicating or not.
You do this, and what you get back is sort of this still silence, this dark echo. You don't feel like it can think. You feel like there's something behind it that is certainly a kind of presence. It's not familiar to you though, but there's like a touch of something there that is like benign. But there's no intelligence to this thing. It is literally just trying to eat what's been fallen down there.
Okay.
Was that an action or a bonus action?
I am actually not sure. It does not say. We'll say that that's my action. Yeah.
Okay. And anything else you want to do, or are you done with your turn?
I think I'm done with my turn.
Okay. This thing once again tries to unfurl itself around you, sort of bat you around this small thing. 18. So that is a lovely set of damage. Let me roll some dice. 9 damage in total, Shushar.
Alright, yeah, I can take it.
Okay. And then it is now this creature's turn. So a tall, lanky figure sort of makes its way out of whatever room is down here. And I'm going to use this to represent it. And it comes down, and it is a stooped figure that reaches down and easily grabs Glabagool. And you recognize it immediately as one of the hags. It has a similar appearance to nanny plunk, but this one has sort of a more like wide shape. It's still lanky, it's still weird, but it has like this hump on its back that has clearly been overgrown, like some giant tumor. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Maven?
Jimjar has advantage. I'll do one for Darendale as well. That's
Oh,
not
thank
good.
goodness.
Okay, so anybody who got above an 11, you succeed. If you did not, you are now frightened of this thing. You cannot go any further to it. But I think you are okay to attack it from where you are. You just can't go near it. And you hear it sort of croon to Glabagool as she holds it aloft and says, "Yes, the final piece." And it turns and looks down this tunnel at all of you, and she leers at you, Jimjar, narrows her beady eyes, and says, "What are you doing here? You left this place a long time ago. No matter, I'll expel you right now." As she sort of stands there. But beyond that, everybody else is fine, except for Darendelle, who's a little shook. She will cast a similar spell that you did, Magic Missile. Here's 1, 2, and 3. These go straight to you, Sereth. You take 8 damage. As she sort of like curls 3 fingers and just sort of, and they snap these bolts of energy just right into you.
Okay,
Shushar, it is your turn, by the way. Oh, and what do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, Hellish Rebuke.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you lash out, your mushrooms burning in your skull, the stalks just feeling like they're made of these hot rods of iron. And you fire this bolt out of them towards her. She takes damage. Ouchie. Alright. Shushar, what do you do?
Alright, well, I've actually taken damage now, so let's do some mystic things.
Do those mystic things.
Let me look up what type of save it is for this weird mystic thing. Okay, the ooze needs to make another intelligence saving throw. I'm using my ego whip power.
Oh my. What? Oh my god! What does it do?
Mystics.
What does it do?
Well, first, it takes 3d8 psychic damage. Let me roll that up for you.
Wow!
And now it is... The creature has filled with self-doubt, leaving it only able to use its action on its next turn to dodge, disengage, or hide.
Yes!
Holy shit.
Yes!
It is Darendel's turn. He tries to shake off this fear, and he succeeds. That was his action, though. He sort of... You see him sort of like hunker down in this tight tunnel, and he leaps across you guys. Like, he dives, like, past you, Jimjar, past Sereth, and you see his claws just snap with this purple energy, and you see these sharp, curled claws just unfurl out of his fingertips as he charges towards this creature, this hag. But he can't attack this turn. Stool casts Fairy Fire, and Fairy Fire is aimed directly at the creature. Let me see. Let me actually get him to cast that. I think it gives everybody advantage, and they can see it if you don't notice it now. Let me see. Fairy Fire, if it fails a dexterity saving throw. Let's see if it does. Wow, she sucks. Any creature outlined in it. Let's do one for Glabagool. Glabagool is able to get off that. Darendelle, natural 20. Okay then. And this room is lit up with this faint, sparkly glow. Anybody who attacks her, if you can see her, which you can, has advantage. And now it is Jimjar's turn. Oh no, you're muted! Oh!
Considering I used an attack spell last time, my invisibility is gone now. So, and Shushar, is he still down there fighting that thing?
It looks like it. You see another flash of purple as the pit just explodes with psionic energy.
Yeah. I'm going to be rather frightened. I'm going to cast. I think I'm going to do the ice knife. I'm gonna hop up. Not. The rope's just going to be sitting there waiting for Shushar to grab onto.
Gotcha.
But I'm not going to be holding onto it anymore. But I'm going to hop up and not be invisible so anyone can see whatever I look like now. And I'll throw the ice knife, put my hand out, and do that, and roll a really crappy one.
Spell range attack. Hit or miss. It's gonna miss. I think. No. You have to roll.
No, that's the damage.
Yeah, that's the damage.
I didn't put the attack roll in there. Here, let me
Sure, it explodes.
+5.
And then we roll 3d6s. Glabigal makes it. Darendelle fails, and she succeeds as well.
Do I have advantage?
Yes, you do. So, wow, natural 20. So, go ahead and you do a maximum d10. Okay, so she takes 11 damage. Darendelle
Nice.
also takes 11 damage. Alrighty. Well done.
Oh, is that? I think that. Do I need to roll another 2d6 for that cold damage? Or no, that's not part of the crit. Never mind.
That's not part of the crit.
The crit's just
I
the
think the
piercing
initial damage will be the crit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happens. Your shard just zooms past, and you angled it just at the right time on the ceiling in this small room for it to shatter. It does hit Glabagool as well as Darendelle, but Darendelle's in such a rage he doesn't notice, and Glabagool just sort of like goes, "Ooh, that's cold!" And the witch very obviously like hisses from it.
And I run back.
Okay, Sereth, it is your turn.
Okay, so this bitch just tried to attack me. It's not gonna fly. I'm gonna do an Eldritch Blast.
Strength
Straight at
save.
her.
That succeeds. But Eldritch Blast just does the base damage, right?
It just does the 9. If it hits, I think.
It does. Yeah, but they have to do a strength saving throw, right?
Yeah.
So what does the strength save do exactly?
So if you succeed, then I believe the. Wait, is it strength saving throw?
It says strength saving throw.
Oh. I do not know. I've done this
That's
before.
supposed to be an attack roll.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it should be an attack roll.
Okay, then make an attack roll in that case. Like roll your ranged spell attack.
Added advantage because it's a fairy fire.
Yeah. So it's a 20 plus. Oh shit. Whatever that's plus, I don't think it's gonna hit.
Nope, it doesn't hit, so she does not take damage.
Okay.
But what do you do at that point?
I am. Does she look like she's going to be moving at any point, or no?
Yes. She
Okay,
does.
I'm gonna start going after her.
Okay, so
I get in front of stool.
You use your movement and you get there, and then that'll be it for your turn, right?
Yep, that's it.
Dang.
Jimjar, did you move out of line of sight from her? Are you like around the corner or something?
Yeah, I moved like around. And that's primarily the biggest thing he would want to do at that point is get out of eye contact with her.
All right, Shushar, you feel the ooze after that psychic assault start to seep down into the cracks of this pit until there is nothing left.
Alright.
This woman, however, this sea hag, looks towards all of you, and she focuses her sight. Actually, wait. So this is where you are, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna move down here. And using some for movement. Doesn't take any attack of opportunity from Darendale, because these tunnels go straight through. And she's going to stare at you, and you feel her eyes just sink into your very being. Give me a wisdom saving throw. Oh shit.
I haven't passed a single one of those.
You passed one. I'll say this, you passed one. But this one, you kind of did need to pass. This, you are frightened, right?
Uh-huh.
You feel her lumber around, and you feel as though her presence has utterly tormented this place. It has sort of corrupted what joy there was here, and you just start to feel as though it's as though someone like burst into your home and threatened everything you cared about. And seeing her there, powerful, you realize just how weak you are in comparison to what you were before. It's terrifying, and immediately you feel the magic of her gaze snap that sense, that coal of dread, and it bursts inside your chest, and you immediately go down to 0 hit points.
Oof. Okay.
On your next turn, you'll have to make a death saving throw. And then she moves down here with Glabagul in her clenched fist. And Darendale takes an attack of opportunity. He does not succeed. She moves with this unseemly grace through his attack. And yes, that is her turn. It is Shushar's turn. What do you do?
Alright, okay, so Jimjar left. There's no longer anybody holding the rope, right?
As far as you know, he could still be there.
Yeah, I didn't announce my departure.
You saw Darendale and Seraph sort of like leap across that pit, but you haven't seen Shushar. He's the one who threw the rope down. You don't know.
Jimjar.
Jimjar. Whoopsie.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give a quick tug on the rope. Does it seem secure?
No. No!
Alright, in that case, it's time for some more psionic bullshit.
Wait, there's more?
Yes, but wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more?
First, I'm gonna switch to my Iron Durability discipline.
Sure thing.
Then, I am going to use my action to use my Psychic Hammer talent on myself. You said this pit's only 10 feet, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm going to choose to fail my save, so I take...
I don't fucking believe it. Fuck.
I would take 3 damage, but I'm going to use my reaction to use Steel Hide
Jesus.
to have that damage.
Jeez!
So I only take 2 points of damage, and let me mark off the side points that I use, 'cause fun psionic stuff. But because I still took at least 1 point of damage, I get to use the secondary effect of Psychic Hammer, which allows me to move the creature 10 feet. So I'm just going to put myself on top of the pit.
I don't believe it. Shushar literally concentrating, now that he is no longer, now that this unseemly foe has dispersed and fled, you catapult yourself from the bottom of this 10-foot pit at the exact height you need to just sort of step out.
Alright, and the best part is I take 1 damage from the Psychic Hammer, but then because I spend 2 side points on my Steel Hide, I get 2 HP back. So it's almost like I never took any damage at all.
Wow.
And that's my turn.
That's your turn?
Psionics. That's
okay.
Psionics.
Darendale pursues. He's gonna make 2 attacks. 1, 2. The second one will hit. 1, 2. He's also going to cast something that you guys can't see. 12, 15. You hear her let out this horrid screech of pain, and that is what you guys hear. At this, it is Stool's turn. He sort of rushes over, and he sort of tries to heal you, but from the looks of it, Jimjar, you're lost in this moment. You're floating in this dead space. As soon as you hit that ground, it just felt like you just fell and you kept falling, and you feel this warmth sort of barrel down towards you, but it doesn't. Let's actually see how much he would have healed you for, because this cure wounds that he casts on you, it doesn't work for some reason. You would have gotten 11, so that's at least Stool's rolling good. But you are lost in this expanse. We're actually going to do this really quick. Give me a death saving throw.
There it is.
19. So you succeed. You feel yourself falling at a faster rate. You feel as though you're falling out of your body, and then suddenly there is someone like above you, and you realize the reason you can't see anything in this dead blank space is because your eyes just aren't fit for where you are. You feel as though your body is made of this lighter than air material, like a feather that's just drifting slower, like just deeper and deeper into wherever you are. You feel a hand grab yours, and you see this hand pierce the darkness, and the rings on its fingers are glowing bright. And this face pops out, your face, and it says, "Not just yet! I got a bet to win!" And that is your turn. And it says a little bit more clearly, "You know, thought you had a one-up on me back then. Not this time. I'm gonna live."
Huh.
And Seraph, it is your turn. What do you do?
I'm gonna pursue this motherfucker.
Alright, you see the room that she is in is ornate. There is a giant fountain in this center. Oh fuck. And she is standing over it, holding Glabagool in her clutches. And she is taking this like paring knife and just like shaving off bits of him. Darendil is like wrestling with her, trying to get her, but she's just like shaving bits of him away into it, and he's like, but please don't! Oh no! Not my eye! Not my eye! That's my eye! And you see that this pool, the water, it's like shifting, not like water. It is a thick, clear sludge that has bits and pieces inside of it, including another eye. And you see that there are 4 statues on each side of this fountain. You also see there is a soft glow coming from it, and there is like gold, copper, and silver coins littering the floor, as well as the inside of this fountain. And they are all shimmering brightly, as though to reject what is happening right now, what she's doing. She seems to be in the middle of some sort of ritual.
Okay.
Okay, you do what?
I'm gonna try to put her to sleep.
Go ahead and try!
Try!
Oh shit. I'll do that at level
15!
Yeah.
Not enough.
Wait, 15. Does it help that higher caster level? Because I cast it at level 2. Or does it not? Because I don't know if you add the 9 to the 15, or is that just a...
Oh, wait.
Does anybody know?
Let me actually see.
Let me check real quick.
Yeah, check real quick, because what
Sorry.
dice do you roll? There's a D8, and there's 5D8.
Yes. So...
Yeah, I think the 2d8 is the extra because it's cast at a higher level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's added on.
Really? Okay. In that case, you see
roll an
her...
additional 2d8, yeah.
Okay, in that case, you see her mumbling turn into this big, horrid yawn, and you see her thin teeth, big gaps in her gums, just sort of turn into this falling, and she just clambers to the floor with a thick thud, her hump just sort of like propping her up in this grotesque manner, the pear knife clutched in her fist, and Labagool falling to the ground from her other.
Okay.
That's your turn?
That's my turn.
Alright, there is no more Woman, from what you can tell. She can't wake up, right?
Not unless... Let's see, how long does it last? It lasts for 1 minute.
Okay. Shushar, it is your turn.
Okay, Shushar is going to
Stay there.
waddle over here, and let's make it so this is actually a thing. Is she still holding Labagool?
Sort of. He seems to be, like, seeping through her fingers. He's struggling to figure out a way to get the eyeball through, but he's having trouble.
Okay, let's see what weird psionic bullshit I can do today. I am going to switch back to my psychic assault discipline and Sereth, how long does this last? Should I strike now?
Strike now, you've got about a minute.
Okay, I will strike then, and I don't remember if sleep actually does things with saving throws at all.
Only with, like, melee attacks.
Okay. In that case, I am going to do a psionic blast, which is the bullshit one that doesn't even allow them to have a saving throw.
Okay, how many psi points are you spending?
I'm spending 3 psi points, which means I get 3 hit points back, and I'll mark that off, and so that is 3, I believe, d8. Let me make sure. Yes, 3d8.
3d8, let it fly.
Alright.
12. This blast shakes her to her core, and it also wakes her up. The hump actually, like, explodes a bit from the impact, and it, like, the sores that filled that thing are just seeping blood and pus. It's grotesque. But that is your turn.
Yep.
Darendel takes his tax. Oh, Darendel, baby. The psionic energy that you just pulsed out sort of disrupts him. And his actual, like, he's sort of, like, horrified from this, and his claws just disappear, and he just sort of, like, backs away, like, in shock and horror as she rises up. He was certain she was dead, but no. Stool, just sort of, like, is hopping on your chest. Jimjar, just sort of like, it's not working! He's not waking up! I think he's dying! I think he's dead! Oh! Brr. Although, I actually think if Toxic was here, maybe he might try to, like, step on your head to finish you off. Who knows? But, Jimjar, make another death saving throw for me. With advantage. 10. Alright. You feel this arm pulling you up. Your arm. Your grinning face. Or is it? It's very strange. You feel it sort of like pulling you up, sort of like, and you feel different. You don't feel like your body is as short as it was. It feels like longer. You feel your arm is actually like human length. And you feel hair on your head, but you were certain for a moment that why? It's very odd. You feel like you are holding the arm of a divine being that is dragging you up with this blinding light radiating from that hoop in his ear, the rings on his fingers dazzling, and that winning smile, very intent on winning this long-forgotten bet. And yet you can't remember what it was you betted. And then we turn to Sereth. What do you do? It's your turn, Sereth.
Sorry, I didn't hear the last part of that. I was putting my headphones back in. All right, here. And she's awake now, right?
Yes, she is rising up.
I don't like this. Okay,
You notice that instead of going towards you guys, you seem to be leaning towards the fountain, intent on finishing whatever she started, sort of like holding Glabagul's dripping form, the eye sort of quivering, and raising the paring knife.
So what does this basin or well consist of? Is it in the ground? Is it above ground?
It's sort of like above ground, a round stone surface, several intricate carvings, lots of stray coin, as well as other valuables inside the fountain.
How thick is the stone?
Pretty thick. Like, this thing was built to be like a flaunt of wealth.
Like, too thick to have it break if I flailed it?
Flailed it? By all means. How strong is your magic? I think if you do that, you can. Yeah.
I mean, it's not just.
The ceiling is ruined enough. The fountain seems okay. It seems pristine, actually. But the ceiling has like bits of the ceiling have like fallen off in big clumps and whatnot. So you could use anyway. Okay.
It's a knee-jerk reaction. I see she's gonna put that in there, so.
Yeah. Or rather, strike.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to the fountain and I'm gonna strike this well.
Okay. When you hit a creature with it, you can expend a spell slot. So what do you do with this? What do you do? It's going to hit. It works.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna do the 2 bludgeoning damage, and then I'm also gonna do the 2d8, which is going to be the last of my spell slots.
Now this is on the fountain and Glabagul inside of it, not her, right?
Is Glabagul inside it?
Yes.
Well, fuck. Then I don't do the necrotic damage. I'm just gonna do it the 2 bludgeoning to the actual.
The actual fountain?
Yeah.
Okay. The fountain sort of rebuffs your blow. It chips a little, but that's really about it. And then that's done. Glabagul is going to make a strength saving throw to try to escape.
Alright.
Oh, okay. So she is going to get a chance to keep him in her clutches. Let me actually find the hag's strength, because I don't know it off of hand. Let's see, there's half-dragons. Okay. 19, she keeps him.
Would it count as a bonus action? Is the hag still holding Glabagul?
Yes.
Would it count as an action to... Yeah, it'd probably be like a grapple or something. Never mind.
You still have a bonus act. Oh yeah, you can try to like grab him if you want. Go ahead and roll dexterity.
Dexterity?
Maybe 11. So I'm gonna roll her.
Ho 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 ho.
Okay. Even with +3, she's not able to. She's like been weakened by your attack. So you sort of reach over and like wrestle with her for a moment, like,
No! I have to finish it. You don't know who you are dealing with. You don't know who that is.
And you just,
She says no. Garl Glittergold.
as you rip Glabagool away, says, she's gonna, yeah, you're nice, thank you. And that's your turn, as she lets out this wretched, like, snarl of defiance, and tries to grab it back from you. Give me a strength check, or saving throw rather, I think. It's a
She's
19.
gonna take it right back.
Yeah, the two of you are wrestling, and this hag is gigantic, so she's just able to, like,
I have to end him. I will.
By bringing back like a demon, a ooze?
This is
No.
Jubilex's domain now. He has no power here. I will banish him.
and
You will. Oh, bitch. Go ahead.
Shushar, it is your turn. She
Alright.
proclaims once again,
This is now my lord's domain. Oozes will spout forth from this fountain. His power is lost. That body of his, dead and gone. It is all mine now.
and Shushar, what do you do? As she sort of raises the knife again to sort of finish what she started.
Okay, I'm gonna try something risky.
What's that?
Well, it's psionic bullshit, but it's risky psionic bullshit.
Have we had a quote of psionic bullshit? Because I feel like we need it.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to prevent her by doing whatever ritual she's doing by using an ego whip. So she needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Jeez. Does not. Why is
Ha!
3 my favorite
Aha.
number today?
So she takes 14 points of psychic damage and she's filled with self-doubt.
Wow. All right. You see her sort of tremble a bit as your psionic energy sort of like whips into her, and she was sort of like frenzied with this maddened look on her face as she sort of raised the dagger over Glabagool's eye, just ready to burrow it in there. And then the dagger hesitates, and she stares into the pool.
My sister's dead.
As she says, with a sudden realization, and she comes back, intent on doing it despite this doubt, and suddenly her eyes roll back into her head, and she falls back, Glabagool slipping from her fingers as she does, and just starts convulsing on the floor. Her back is still open and bleeding from the horrors that you wrought on it, and soon, like, she's frothing at the mouth. Blood is pouring out of her eyes and her nose, and it grows fainter, and Jimjar, you sort of started to realize the hand that's holding you. It flickers for a moment. It begins to sort of like its clutches like fade through you. It's physical, but it doesn't seem to be able to grasp you because you're not a body right now. You are a soul that is falling into the astral plane, and this is the only hook that you have. This is the only lifeline, and you are not even a deep gnome anymore. You are something else. And as that arm sort of reaches down with this surging fury, it wraps around your arm further down with both hands, and you see Jimjar shake his head, And he goes, nah. I made a good bet on you. And I'm gonna see it through. Just be patient, alright? You okay there, friend? He sort of says, now sort of like, oh, you're muted.
That was the voice talking to me when I was in the afterlife, or
this is actually,
or like the astral plane or whatever.
Yes, you
Okay.
feel like you're currently in the astral plane, and this is the same Jimjar voice that you saw in a vision as well.
Okay.
And
So,
he's
like,
sort of clutching you with both hands, pulling you up as the astral plane is sort of like waiting for you down below, waiting for you to die.
so does Jim Jar realize that this guy is kind of like sharing the body?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are not
So-
a deep no.
I will make a bet with him. One last little bet. I will say to him, it's like, fine, how about we do another bet? If they see this through, you give me my body back in place of Sarah's. Take hers.
Alright. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, this is gonna be. I'm very excited to see how.
13. You see his face sort of, his eyes light up, and his smile just curls a little bit tighter. And Jimjar, there's that twinkle in his eye. He can't resist a good bet. But he says, oh, I knew I was gonna do this. It's because of Seraph that you're alive at all. As he sort of like now is pulling you up effortlessly, and he says, but hey, who says I don't like to mix it up every once in a while? Pull this through. Maybe I like being a drow for a bit. You're gonna sleep though. You're gonna sleep a long time. The maze engine. It's waiting for you. And light just sort of pours out of those rings. And as you're pulled up into this blinding light above you, everything goes quiet. And
I thought that was my end.
oh, if only I just kicked you out of the call. No. And Stool is surprised because Jimjar's eyes open, and the rest of you are hanging by the fountain. And only Stool's here to witness this. He just witnesses Jimjar sit up, rub his temples, and he sort of stands up. And he just grins, sort of takes off a ring, looks at it. Ruby fits ya. Puts it back on. And sort of just rubs it. And he yells down the tunnels, hey, how you guys doing down there?
As this is going on, if I may do something. As the hag falls, Shushar throws his arms wide and says, now you witness the power of psionics. Don't you all see? How can you deny it now? This is the god of this world. All the others are fake.
Sarah's kind of
Oh
very
gosh, okay,
sarcastically.
Give me a dexterity saving throw, Shushar.
Okay.
All hail psionics.
Monkey,
Hey.
roll me a magic missile. Roll me a magic missile at max level.
One more d4 then.
All right. Shushar, as you say this, that fountain, the light goes cold. Those coins still glow though, and every single one of them starts pelting you at rapid fire. And you feel every time they strike you, just splits your skin open until you have this gigantic bruise on your eye. Your robe is sort of like cut as they whiz past violently. And all the while, Jimjar sort of clenches his rings, sort of starts flicking a coin, just checking how... Yeah, this one's good. Ah, this one's dead. I need a new one. And he starts walking down here. He sort of just holds up his hands like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" "Oh, you look persuasive, Shusha. That's rough." "Hey, tell you what. I bet that won't happen again if you try to, persuade it. Use that psionic persuasion you got." By the way, you took 11 damage from all those coins.
Okay.
Holy shit.
I still have most of my health, it's all good.
He sort of like whispers into that ruby ring, like, "Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this so much.
So if it's
It's
just
good to have you
coins-
around."
If it's just coins hitting me, then is it bludgeoning damage?
It is actually a bit of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I am going to switch my psionic discipline to iron durability, and Shushar will say again, "I will take all that you have to throw at me. I know that my power is greater."
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Holy shit.
19. Jimchar, or whoever you are, you disagree. In the small bit of consciousness that you still have, there's something about Jimjar that has always been odd to you. And even in the face of whatever Shushar has turned into, he ain't dealing with something of this material plane. And the god of psionics, that's just in his mind. What's standing in front of him? Something else entirely. Shushar, you feel the sudden urge to go back a few rooms and take a gamble and make a bet. And that's where we're going to end the session. Shushar goes to that room down here with the deep gnomes, Ront, Eldith, and he starts betting that he can tell what cards they have in each other's hand. And you start using some of that gold that was pelted at you to substantiate this bet.
Wait, I actually have a psionic power that does that.
Yeah, you do. And guess what? You win everything from them,
Including the big sword?
including the big sword.
Ooh.
And that
Imagine
is
Shushar with
where
the big sword.
that is where we're gonna end it.
What?
Unfortunately, this was Monkey's last session. Unfortunately, we all have real life stuff that we have to sometimes go into, and take, you know, other paths. But I feel like this was as cinematic of a departure as I could imagine, because I'll be honest, this could have ended two ways. It literally could have ended with that ritual being complete and you just dying. And not only you just dying, but Jim Jar dies. And if you had not used that little action to sort of grab Glabagul, it might have happened. That's how tight to the wire it was. And let me just say, I'm very proud of everything you brought to the character of Jim Jar. This is exactly what I wanted when I started this campaign, and you made it shine. You've literally been a tantamount piece and pillar of this campaign and how I wanted it to be sort of presented.
It was a lot of fun. I wish you didn't have to leave, but I do. Real life is calling. So,
I know. But hey, you're always welcome back if you ever get the opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to say possibly future, and if this thing ever moves over to like a different night, there's always a possibility too. It's just the Friday nights is whenever Thursdays and Fridays are like cut out for me.
Indeed.
For the time being. Who knows?
We may. I mean, I have work stuff going on too. That may change. I'll certainly let you know if the night does have to change or anything like that. And if it's open to you, by all means, you're currently somewhere else.
Yeah, and also there's also the chance of maybe me jumping in one of the other ones that you have going on. I don't know if you do another mouse guard or something like that. I might having another one open. Never know.
He could be in mouse guard. Oh my god,
Mouse.
I could not imagine what kind of mouse you would make Monkey. That would be amazing. Oh.
But this is a moment that I've been waiting for to sort of reveal. This sort of is a big pillar of the campaign. And what you guys make of it, by all means. And beyond that, gosh darn it, I'm very proud that we've come this far, and I'm very proud that you guys are going with it with us. I love you. I would like to reward you with a giveaway! Hey! Whoa! We're giving away this one night werewolf game because games like these sort of inspired me to sort of push out into this sort of realm of DMing, of like having secrets and then finding ways to boil them out, as well as just being a goofy, cartoony, fun-loving fellow. I think. What do you guys think, Paradox and Abby? Because gosh darn, this came to a head. This came to a head.
Things are happening, man.
Things have happened. What is your anything you want to say about the session?
This is insane, and we're gonna keep having a lot of fun with this.
The amount of love that I have, not only for this campaign, but for this session. What? So I'm also curious, there's a chance that my body might be taken over by whatever this weird gambling thing is, all because of you. I swear, the last time that you're here, no, you should totally take Sarah's body.
I figured it would be a fitting. The entire time I was making those death saving throws, I was thinking about what I was going to do.
I was surprised you didn't say.
Try to do.
I was surprised you didn't say Elda.
I wanted to be a PC, and Sarah has kind of, she did try to kill him that one time.
I did try to kill you that one time.
So it's fitting. And he's trying to do whatever he can to help Ron, and also, I was considering it if all four of those people hadn't sat down and topsy-turvy and Ron hadn't sat down. I was thinking about if it was just Eldith in there sticking behind with my invisibility and actually.
I could see you doing that too, which is one of the things. I'm actually really pumped that you chose me for that, because in real life, I am super curious to find out what would happen. Would that thing really take over my mind, or is there other bigger things in there that I don't know about? It's kind of hilarious
because from what Nanny Plunk said, now there is possibly another entity wanting a piece of you.
2, maybe 3.
3.
Everybody wants a piece of it.
It's a battleground. It's a battleground. But yeah, this is one of the changes of the
And that's
campaign
fitting too.
that I really wanted to showcase, and that is the Oozing Temple, which is a wonderful part of the campaign, a wonderful part because you meet Glabagool, and I wanted to use it to showcase, and it was really odd that it coincided really well with Monkey's departure, as sad as it is. I'm very pleased. But beyond that, thank you, Indigo, for doing this overlay for us. It has kept us going. We will find out what's going to happen next time, and who might be joining the party or who might be taking up one of the other NPCs. But in the meantime, that mustache is going nowhere, and neither is this campaign for now. Thank you, Monkey. Again, seriously, you are beautiful.
Man, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. This is like
oh my gosh! Do you want to tell them where they can find your Roll20 stuff?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yes.
Do it. Like, post a link in chat, because that is legitimately, like, Monkey has serious skills in the Roll20 map making shenanigans.
Give
Those
me just a
maps.
second to pull up one, and I will do that. I will do that. I just put an add-on up this past week. That was different. That was different. It was actually I'll put a link to that, and then you can find the rest of my stuff through by clicking the names. As soon as my internet tries to go, there we go. Everything, add-ons, browse, Linky Poo.
Linky Poo.
Linky Poo.
Linky Poo. But no, like, for those of you who haven't been there for all the sessions, especially with Monkey's role playing, like, he does such a good job of making this character realistic and, like,
it's literally because like it's a group of people that don't trust each other but have to work together, and like just the preemptive planning that he was doing with Ront
it was so good.
it was a highlight of my time role playing with him. I was very proud. But
What?
oh gosh.
It said it was deleted. I've tried. Has been timed out for 5 seconds.
Oh, I'll post it. I'll post it because it
I was about to say, here.
yeah, Nightbot is mean. There.
I wonder if I
wait.
can do it.
No, I got it. There we go. So there's that.
So that's to the marketplace. That's like an add-on. I actually played with some really talented and awesome artists from the marketplace on Roll20Con with Brass Badger, Gabriel Picard, Josh Kurz, and Desurion, the freaking Pixel Master, and Mick Holmes. I played with those guys, and I ran this for them as a playtest, sort of a playtest with that. It wasn't complete yet, but it still had all the maps and everything completed in there, and the traps. There's some really beautiful traps in that one. But I also do a lot of other stuff. You can find other stuff for my stuff on my name. That's my first add-on. It's a weird one. It can be level 5 to 10 anywhere in there because of the traps, man. And I even like put some different things in there. So if you have a lower level, like a level 5, you can take some of the smaller damage from the traps. And I have a level 10 kind of higher trap damage stuff in there too. So depending on what levels you go through as what you can throw in. But I also do a lot of maps, and that's my specialty, is maps and tiles and getting things like that. I am hoping that is going to continue to pan out the way it is, and then I won't have to worry about my Thursdays and Friday nights. But for right now, with work being slow with my wife and everything, I have to do a little bit more than just Roll20 income. I can't do it full time by itself and make sure that I raise the kid right. So got to do that one too. So, but not stopping Roll20 stuff. So it's just I can't do Fridays and Thursdays.
We'll miss you.
I miss you guys, dude. This is great. This is like literally. It's hard to say number one, but there's no way I can put it behind anywhere past 2. But it's into my top 1 and 2 campaigns I've ever played in. So
it's so good.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
And I do not want to leave.
Good.
I do not want to leave it. But
So
gotta do what I gotta do.
Well, you made it great. Just let you
No, I know you did.
Ah! Ah!
You made this great. We just helped. And it's not, and I can't take all the credit, guys. Everyone in this campaign is really fun to play with and really good at role playing their characters. And that's one of the funnest parts about it. It's not just like the creativity that you use to do what you did with the campaign, but also like just the people that we're playing with and
Oh, yeah.
It makes it an
it's
easy
an honor to be
world
part
to
of it.
role play in. Yeah.
That is definitely true, and
Yeah.
it has been an honor to play with each and every single one of you. Love you all.
I just love playing off your character, and I'm gonna miss you. I'll see you later.
I won't be far. I'll still be in chat. I'll still be around in the Discord chat. So I'm not like just abandoning everything. I'm just not going to be here for Friday nights.
We have your soul on a
Disappearing.
little ruby ring. It's fine.
So my soul's still on a ruby ring.
Yep.
Who knows? Something might come back, and I might be able to make it back, and I can come back through the ruby ring. Who knows?
I mean, in the future, we could work something out, but in the meantime, we'll certainly miss you, and thank you for all the wonder that you brought to this lovely campaign that I sort of started off of a whim to see what would happen if I gave silly NPCs to a batch of players who could do amazing things with them. You did amazing things with Jim Jar. But
Thank you.
we're going to see what happens to the rest of our gang next time. We do have Festival of Colors coming up this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope to see you there, because lots of stuff is happening. Lots of stuff. But again, I'll see you guys later. Wishing you the best of luck.
I will be watching the reruns.
And we do hope you have a splendid and wonderful week. Love you guys. And oh gosh, I don't know if I should do a raid because this is so heartwarming. Let's just no, let's raid somebody.
I was about to say, do you have any like 80s inspirational music?
80s inspirational music. If only. Oh man, let's see what we can do. So let me get the raid nearly ready. But who is available? Let me look through here very quickly.
As a bird now.
Good. Oh,
Speedy do anything?
Speedy, I don't believe he's doing anything right now.
Mm-mm.
No.
He's been so busy at work.
Everyone is offline on my.
Let's raid a
channel.
stranger.
Oh,
Ranger.
A stranger.
Stranger danger.
I actually like the look of.
I like the look of this.
On the Twitch is actually doing Crunchyroll a whole bunch of anime. That's something that they're doing this week.
No.
Twitch is doing a Crunchyroll anime marathon. It's on the Twitch Presents official thing.
Nice.
I think what we'll do is go and make some friends down at Hit It and Crit It.
I like the name of that.
I like the name too. That's really what got me. The name is Maximus Reich. So let me type that in. Maximus Reich. Let me make sure I spelled it correctly. I think I spelled it correctly. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna raid this fella.
Oh, Jason.
We're gonna type it in the chat, /me, copy and paste that, and then I guess that's it. We'll see you guys when we see you, and we wish you the fondest farewells and the fondest of see you next time. We love you and stuff. We'll see you guys later. Whenever we do, next time on the forefront. Bye guys, and best of luck.